On today's show, Barb and I are going to do a ground beef and potato recipe. It has onions and all kinds of veggies and spices. This is going to be real delicious, so let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Diabetic Diet Show. And here's Barb with the question of the day.
If you like potatoes, click on the thumbs up button.
I have the oven preheating to 425. I think we should get these potatoes in first because they'll take the longest, and that's usually what I try to do with my recipes. So I have this bag that we bought. It's from the frozen food section, so you don't have to go through all the work of cutting up all the potatoes and everything. They've done that for you. There's some things I don't do myself. I don't make my own potato salad. I believe in being productive with your time. This particular product, let me throw these in the oven and I can tell you about them. Let's put a little bit of salt on them before we do that. And some pepper. I just spilled a whole bunch on one of the potatoes. Hope Barb gets that one and not me. Whoops. Okay, those will take about 25 minutes. So the actual product is, and it'll come under all kinds of brand names, but this particular one is called Oven Reds. And it has olive oil, Parmesan cheese, and roasted garlic on it. So those should be delicious. And if we want, after they bake, we could throw them in the frying pan and brown them up. But I think they're going to be pretty good just right out of the oven like that. Then for spices, we have some Worcestershire sauce, some Dijon mustard. We're going to use some oregano and some powdered garlic, as well as some paprika, and this is the smoked paprika. And then for veggies, this is another one out of the frozen food section. It's called grilled veggies. It's by Green Giant, and this one is peppers and onions, so this should be delicious. Let's fire up the pan here first thing. We'll use some vegetable oil. I have a little bit of that left in the bottom. I'll have to refill that. Aren't these nice? I get these at the dollar store. It's, you know, obviously it's a takeoff on the ketchup and mustard squirt bottles that we all remember, but they're clear and you can put in whatever you want. I use them for salad dressings and vinegars and stuff like that. Then for the meat, I have my skinny stacks that I store the meat in. And if you'd like to see my reviews on these, I have a couple of these on our channel. The skinny stacks, I've put in here some 90% lean, and this is ground sirloin. So this ought to be real good. And then to go with it, I have a 16 ounces of hamburger, ground beef. So that would be good. There we go. So what we need is to get this heated up here. We'll get that started, make sure it lit. That would be a bummer if you had gas leaking and it didn't light. That would not be good. That oil there. Then I'm going to just get a big mixing bowl for the meat. And we'll put our spices in there and get this started. For the spices, we're going to start out with the powdered spices first. So when our measuring spoon gets wet, the stuff doesn't stick to it. And by the way, the measurements for all this are right down there where it says the Diabetic Diet Show. If you click the subscribe button, you'll see there's a more button, and you'll see all the spices and the measurements and everything are there. Some spices in here. And some paprika. Smoked paprika. It's definitely my favorite. There we go. Wow. Then some salt and pepper is going to go in here too. So just some salt, like that, and some pepper. That's black pepper. And I also have some white pepper. This happens to be a garlic white pepper. But don't use a lot of it. It can be strong, so maybe just like a little bit in your palm. Now, Worcestershire sauce. That was the last of my bottle, and that was about a tablespoon. And then my mustard. Don't want to use too much mustard. That could be strong. And just mix it up. And then if you want to thin this, you could put some water in here, or you could use a chicken or a beef broth. Here is my beef broth. Just like that. Now, let's get a whisk on that. And for the ground beef, just going to lightly put some more salt on that. I tend to under-season things, so it's safe to put some more on. I only over-seasoned once on us and about killed us between the black pepper and the ginger. It was actually pretty funny. Okay, now the pan is the next step. The pan is hot. Get this ground beef in here. Get the fire turned down to medium. I better be careful with this glove. I have my new fancy meat breaker upper that I ordered off the internet. I think this one was from, it was either Amazon or Walmart. The only other place I usually get stuff from is Wish, but I haven't been ordering from them too much. Their stuff is kind of not all that great. I like the way this breaks up your meat like that. this meat smells great. And you know, ground beef is easy to cook. You just cook it till it's not pink anymore. Or when I was first learning to cook, I would cook it till the smoke detector beeped. And you know, another trick you can do is grab your instant reed. You know, beef has to be cooked till at least 150 degrees. So you just find one of the big chunks of meat and try to persuade them to get on your spatula. And then you can just check it and see. There you go, 151. So all of this is actually done. Let me just grab a plate for this. Turn my fire off for a couple of minutes. Back on the burner on low heat. Not too hot, but I have the juices in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and next step will be to put these onions and peppers in here and let's get them browned up a bit. These bags are such a time saver. If you had to cut up all that stuff after you work all day, this is just, it's a great shortcut, and it's not really going to compromise the taste of the food. A lot of people say, I want fresh because I don't want to eat canned stuff. Well, you know, frozen fruits and vegetables are going to be fresher. They're flash frozen to, like, you know, minus 40 or 60 or 70, I don't know, whatever it is. If somebody knows that, you leave me a message in the comments. It's like one time I told somebody that the satellite dish was 1,000,000 miles in space, and I got a comment that, no, it's just a few miles in space. I was off a little bit on my calculation. All right, let's throw some salt and pepper on these. Okay, and then I'm going to grab some aluminum foil, cover this up a little bit here with the aluminum foil, and then I'll put it on the back burner just to keep it warm. Potatoes are almost done. Now when these are done in the oven, we're not totally done with them yet. We got to get them in here with these veggies. These are all done. They smell delicious. Big heaping helping of these on the plate, just like that. Then let's grab this off the burner. Still steaming. This is the hard part. There we go, folks. That's what it looks like. It smells so good. So if you like looking at things like this, watching these kind of shows, here's a couple more just like it.